What is up, guys? It's your boy Falcon back again, and today, well, yesterday, I was working on this '06 Chevy Impala, and I was having the issue where the fans basically will not turn off, and even after you turn the vehicle off, the fans will stay on for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then they will shut off. So if you're having this issue, let's walk through it. I worked on this vehicle for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, trying to find the short of why the fans will stay on after you turn on the vehicle, and then as soon as you turn on the vehicle, the fans will kick on at full blast. You know how they usually have two speeds? They will kick on at full blast, and they just wouldn't stop. You turn off the vehicle, they will stay on for like 5 minutes, and then they will shut off. Why? The way the system works on this Impala, you have the temperature sensor, it goes to the fuse box goes to the gauge to the computer, and then to the fans. So there is not a lot of redundancy to these fans. Some vehicles, they have actually two sensors. They have one for the gauge and the dash, and one for the gauge and the dash, and one for the computer to tell the fans to actually turn on. This particular vehicle only has one. I was getting some false readings out of that temperature sensor, so I went ahead and replaced that. After that, I was getting perfect readings, but still, the fans would not make sense. Took out the wiring diagram and started checking everything. The relays on the fuse box, the fuses themselves. Looks like somebody has been working on this vehicle, because all the relays on the fuse box were all moved around. I'm guessing, they were trying to see, okay, maybe this relay is bad. I'm going to move it from here to there, here to there. Okay. Bottom line, I figured out the issue, and let me tell you what it was. Checking everything and breaking my head and looking over the diagram, and I started thinking, what else controls these fans? If you go straight to the coolant diagram or the fan diagram, it has nothing to do with the AC. You have to go to the HVAC or the AC diagram to tell you that the high pressure switch controls the fans whenever it senses too much pressure. I did glance into that, but the high pressure switch looked new, like somebody replaced it like a week ago or a month ago, because you can tell the lines are pretty dirty, and then you see this sensor or switch that is brand new. So I just kind of looked over that and kept moving on from there, until I put on the scanner and I started checking every single sensor to tell me what it was, basically the temperature of the engine, all this other stuff that a bigger scanner will tell you. According to the scanner, that pressure was reading, on the high pressure switch, was reading 369, 370 psi when the car was off, when the AC was off. When the AC is off and the car's off, I think they both kind of like go somewhere between 90 and 100. Like they both kind of go down, and they both kind of even out, low pressure and high pressure. But the high pressure switch was always reading 370, 369. Let me show you an AC gauge and kind of tell you how AC pressure should always be whenever the AC is working properly. This right here is an AC gauge. Whenever your AC is working properly, your low pressure is always around 30, and your high pressure is somewhere between 200 and 250 and maybe 300. 350 is kind of on the high side. Sometimes it's okay depending on the vehicle, but I usually, when I do my AC work, they usually stay between 250 and 300. This one was reading 370, somewhere over there. That is 370 when the AC is not even working, and even when I turn on the AC, always 370. It never fluctuated. So, boom, that's a bad sensor. Just to make sure, I even unplugged it, like took it out of the AC line, plugged it outside of the AC line, when it's not reading anything, and it was still 370 psi. That's my issue. You're running into this issue on the Chevy Impalas that your fans are not turning off after you turn off your vehicle, or as soon as you turn on the car. As soon as you turn on the car, the fans are at full blast. You might want to check your high pressure switch as well, because it took me about a week and a half, 2 weeks to figure this out. And that's because I saw that it looked new. But then it goes, that's what happens when somebody else has worked on a vehicle. You don't know what they have done, what they haven't done. To me, just by a glance at it, it looked new, so I overlooked it and I went to the next step. But all right, guys, well, if you're having something like this, it could either be your fans, your relays, your temperature sensor or temperature switch, or your high pressure switch. I've seen, I was searching online, forums, videos, and none of them talked about the high pressure switch. And then I looked at the diagrams and everything, and it was a damn high pressure switch. So high pressure switch, high pressure switch. Don't forget about that one. Always check it as well, even if it looks new. Learn from me. Just check them. The high pressure switch is under the air box. So let me see if you guys can. Let me see if I can show you guys. That's the top of the engine. This connector here, that's where the high pressure switch goes, and it's actually on this line right here. I'm actually touching it right there, so it's not that difficult to get to. It's right there, right underneath the airbox. And to remove it, you don't have to take off the freon or anything like that. The switch just comes off and you won't lose any freon. Alright guys, so I really hope you found this video helpful and informational. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell for me, share the channel. I will catch you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a great day.